Hey everyone, it's TB Shores. It is May the 31st, 2017 at 11:20 p.m. I've been trying to get this video done for a couple of days now. I feel it's very important. Um, we're going to first, I don't know if I'll be able to get all this in one video. I hope so, but there's a lot of stuff to cover. I think the Lord wants me to hit on just the tie together topics, and then we'll see if he wants me to go into explanation and detail of anything. But we're going to take a look for a moment. Let me see if I can get that on there good. Where the Lord had told me over by a period of May 22nd. Now, as we looked at that before, we come to understand that it was talking about, we broke the words down. It was talking about a specific period of time that was connected to or associated with the date of May 22nd. Well, the Lord had led me to, let me pull this up if I can find it right quick. The Lord had led me to Gemini, which begins May 22nd and runs through June 21st. Now, I could do probably several videos on explanations of things that tie in with Gemini. And yes, I know many of you think that the horoscopes or the zodiacs are something we shouldn't get into. But you need to understand these constellations were set in place by the Lord, and He will use them to get His message across if He so chooses. As a matter of fact, there's a reference to Gemini in the scriptures. It doesn't call it Gemini, but it speaks of those two dominant stars within the Gemini constellation, which is twins. And those two stars are Castor and Pollux. And if you look those up in the scriptures, you'll find that there is a reference to that constellation, to those two dominant stars. So, and there's other references to other constellations within the scriptures. So yes, in Genesis 1, when the Lord said He uses them for signs and seasons and days and months, He meant what He said. So, having said that, we're going to continue on. We're looking at May 22nd, the time frame, the period, the portion of time from May 22nd to June 21st. Now, I think I can give a little bit of insight as to why the Lord led me to Gemini, to give me the understanding. It's about getting the understanding of a time frame that's within May and June. Why do we need to understand that? It is because there's something important that takes place within May and June of every year. And it is Shavuot. If you look at this schedule here of Shavuot observances for the year 2010 through 2020, you can see that it always falls in May or June. May, June, May, June, May, June, May. That is what the Lord wants us to understand in this time frame of May and June that he pointed us to. Now, yes, there are things within understanding about the twins and all the spiritual applications that we can bring out from Gemini, the twins, that point us to spiritual understandings of things. But this is about the two kingdoms. It's about a whole lot more, but it's about the light, the kingdom of light and the kingdom of darkness, and what's about to happen, okay? The kingdom of light will begin with the birthing. How would you say? We're birthed into the flesh. think it's fair to say that in the womb is where spirit meets flesh, and we are birthed into this world, this physical world of flesh. What is fixing to take place is a birthing that is opposite. And that's another thing that connects us to twin. As we looked at that mirrored image, when we see a mirrored image, we also know it means opposite, because when we look in the mirror, we're seeing ourselves, but in opposite. Okay? Because if you raise your left hand, it looks like your right hand's being raised in the mirror. So when we look at this as two kingdoms opposite coming and this birth, we're being birthed not into the flesh, but from the flesh into the spirit. That is the birthing that's fixing to take place concerning the kingdom of light, because that's how the kingdom of light, how do I express this? That's the beginning of bringing the kingdom of light to this earth, okay? The Lord's kingdom. It begins with this birthing us from the flesh into the spirit. Now, it's important to understand that we have harvest, different harvest. I know many people think there is a one-time rapture. I used to think that myself, but the Lord has very clearly taught me that this is not about a one-time event rapture. This is about a process of catching aways, because he wishes none to perish, because he wants that lost sheep. He wants the last prodigal son. This is about a process that will bring more souls into him. It's about that end time harvest, okay? The harvesting, we learn throughout the entire Bible about harvesting and about crops. And God did not put all that in there for it to be idle words. He put it in there for us to learn from. So there is a process of harvesting that is going to take place as God brings those who are ready to him. And that's what it's about. The first group is those who are ready, those who are surrendered to him. Key word here is surrendered to him. They love the Lord their God with all their heart, soul, and mind, okay? And what he is showing me is about, let me get back on track here. I needed to mention a few of those things because they're important, but I need to get back to the focus of what's the primary thing I need to convey to you. Okay, Shavuot, we can see clearly, always falls in May or June. The Lord was trying to get us to understand with Gemini. We are looking at a time frame that goes from May to June. He spoke about a time frame. He said over by a period of May 22nd. Here we broke it down. A period of time. That's what he was showing us, okay? That period of time is May and June. As we can see, what falls in May and June, always falls in May and June, is Shavuot. Okay. There are several things the Lord has shown me, spoke to me over the years that all point back to Shavuot. I'm going to be speaking about some things the Lord has spoken to me and understandings he's given to me about those things. I'm going to speak about some things that I know he has shown some dear sisters in the Lord, what he has shown them and how it points us back to Shavuot as well. But I'm going to cut this video off here and pick up on the next video with these things that I just mentioned. Thank you.